Welcome back to Absolution, Way of the Lost. Last time we got a short session with all four of our patients, and we got to know the mechanics of the game. All of the we don't even know if that's going to be all of the mechanics, but there's way more than I ever expect. A whole lot of interesting character, relationship values, and a sanity mechanic in dreams, which tie into everything we're currently working through with our patients. We found out that we have an older sister who we may have lost in the past. Either lost or fell out with, but at any rate, we had our first dream after our first day at work, where we saw our older sister again. It gave us a bit of encouragement, and now, when we left off, we were back at work, ready to decide who we're going to help. So who's it going to be? I think I'm going to start with William. William enters my office slowly. I look at him, unsure of what to say after last time. Good to see you again. Take a seat. Dr. Hart? I wanted to mention something regarding last time. Oh? I acted too harshly towards you. It was uncalled for. I actually didn't expect him to apologize for any of that, but I'm glad he did. It's fine, really. I understand that everyone has worse days sometime. Leans back in his chair, seeming slightly calmer than before. Interesting. Great. I hope you never have to see any of that again. Wasn't that bad, was it? Oh. He was probably agonizing over that. Either way, I'm sure I won't have trouble working with him from now on. So, William, glance at him. Actually, is it okay for me to use your first name? He nods. That's not a problem for me. How are you today? I thought it might be good to start off with something simple, trying not to make him anxious. Same as always. Nothing noteworthy besides being tired. I didn't get much sleep last night. Why is that? Did something happen? No, it's just that. There are things in my head that keep me up at night. I see. Is that all you wanted to know? I don't think you trust me enough to go into detail about that. Is it? It is. Now. Has anyone here ever threatened you or treated you badly? Huh? No, I don't think so. If you asked that regarding me being unable to sleep last night, then no. It's not the other patients here I'm so unsettled by. How do you feel about living here? How am I supposed to feel? I stay here because it's the only place someone like me should be. Interesting choice of words. It's not as bad as I'd imagined it before I got here, though. I suppose it could be worse. It's as good as any place can be for me. Though being admitted here forced me to quit university, I guess it's still for the best. What were you studying? Physics, actually. It wasn't that difficult of a choice, to be honest. Whatever his life used to be like, he's here now and seems to accept it. Listen, I know that our first session wasn't a good start, but I really think we can work together to help you if you trust me enough. I'm not asking you to tell me everything right now, of course. All I want to know is, do you think I'm the right person for it? I'm sure you've already had at least a couple of psychologists, and yet you're still here. I just don't want to be the next one to fail you. Do you think you could handle trusting me eventually? He's silent for a moment. I I don't know what you expect to do here. That's the reason I've been here for this long, Dr. Hart. I don't think you can change it. Then, let me at least try. It's way too early to give up on him. Sure, 2 years here is a long time, but I believe I can help. I have hopes for him. Thank you for being honest with me. He nods, but looks away from me. I should ask him something else. Do you ever get visited here? Friends? Family? Oh? Touchy? No. Touchy subject. I don't. Oh, no. Well then. Does that make you feel lonely here? Dr. Hart. If the solution to loneliness was spending time with people, my life would be a lot easier. And before you got here, did you maintain contact with your parents? You were in college after all. He chuckles. What's so funny? It would be quite difficult to keep in touch with someone who's dead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound insensitive. It's been a while. I don't even remember them much. I'm drawing conclusions way too quickly here, but whatever happened after his parents' death may have caused his illness. Are you okay? I didn't mean to pressure you. I'll live. It's not like sharing that with you changes anything. Judged by the time, I should be leaving around now. He's right. If you'll excuse me for today, Dr. Hart. He gets up and opens the door to leave. I'll see you again soon, William. Goodbye. And he leaves. Should I make notes? Actually, we're going to run that back. Now, in this choice, still for the best. But, yeah, I thought it'd be nice to ask him about his old life at least, but it's good you were able to get help at least. I agree. It would be risky to pretend like there was no problem and try to keep acting like a normal person, I guess. Whatever his life used to be like, he's here now and seems to accept it. Listen. Oh. Let's move forward. Now this is interesting. I just don't want to be the next one to fail you. Do you think you can handle trusting me eventually? Oops. He's silent for a moment. Oh, that's me mousing over the menu. I'll try. It won't be easy for me, but maybe if you keep doing what you're doing, you can get somewhere with this. Hey! Thank you, William. I'll do my best, I promise. It's way too early to give up on him. Hey, so relationship check passed. Hell yeah. Now this choice doesn't get anywhere, but so let's just try a different option. Doesn't anyone know you're here? Ironically, I think everyone who cared would have realized what had happened to me. Before you got here, did you maintain contact with your parents? He chuckles. What's so funny? It would be quite difficult to keep in touch with someone who's dead. Now, this one won't change our relationship, but we can at least find out some more info. How old were you? 4? 5? It's really been a while. Drawing conclusion. So what happened? Just a regular accident. I was told I was lucky to have survived, though. That's a lot of time between 4 and 5 in college. Oh. And that's it. Okay. Today's session took longer than yesterday, so it's already time for my break. As I want to get closer to the patients, I decide to see where they spend their breaks. I end up on the first floor and notice a large group of patients outside. Taking advantage of the weather, I decided to join them. A nurse I don't recognize greets me politely. I look around. All patients are interacting in small groups or seem occupied with something. Oh, hello. Wait. I spot one young girl sitting on her own, looking down. She seems so lonely. I approach her. Hi. She looks at me, puzzled. You are? I'm a psychologist, Mia Hart. Figures. Only you guys are weird enough. Well, is it weird to talk to people? Yes. I just wish you'd leave me alone. Why's that? You really are a pain. You won't give up, right? I shake my head. I'm not sure where this interaction will lead, but I surely won't give up. Fine. You can talk if you want. Wonder what I should talk about. She doesn't seem willing to start a conversation. By the way, it's Elizabeth, my name. It's nice to meet you, Elizabeth. Don't call me that. It sounds weird when people say that. What should I call you then? You is fine. What's the problem? How long have you been here? Since the beginning of the year, I think. I had to count days, and hard to count days when everything is so monotone. Okay, why don't you like your name? What makes you so interested? Stop interrogating me already. I wouldn't tell you either way. We sat in silence for a while. Yeah, it does seem kind of a touchy subject. Got pretty awkward after a moment, so I left Elizabeth be. She didn't say a word to me. Well, I walked back inside, thinking about the strange girl I just met. Wonder, will we see each other again? I get to my office on time before the end of my break. I think this next session will last until the end of the day. Who do I want to see? Who should I meet today? Well, I met William. I kind of want to... Let's talk to... Tom. Tom takes a seat in front of me and looks at me in silence for a moment. Doesn't seem as tense as the last time I saw him. How should I start? I think it's best to address the main issue right away. I wanted to mention what happened the last time we met. Before you start talking. Yes? I had a rough day last time. I didn't really mean to blame you like I did. I understand. Can I ask you some questions today? He nods, but I can tell he's not too eager to talk about himself. Well, let's start with... Hey, how long have you been here? Only a month so far. Oh wow. This place is driving me crazy, literally in a way. What's your occupation? I'm not sure if you would really understand. The point is, I set up a company a few years ago. Entrepreneur. Everything was going well until... He pauses for a moment. They ruined it. I can sense he doesn't want to talk about the details. Where did you live before you were admitted here? The city. I moved when I first started looking for work. Everything is easier there, finding a job especially. And there's so many people that nobody really recognizes you or cares. I used to live here. I was born here, actually. But, I had to move out when I got older. People here. His expression changes suddenly. I wanted to start over. Is that so unusual? Not at all. I think the people around town might know something about Tom's past that I don't. But I shouldn't start an investigation out of nowhere. He's likely to tell me everything I need to know eventually. Hey, what are you doing? What? As I rested my elbows on the desk, leaning in slightly while listening to him. Nothing but a habit. I'd be close to the people I talk to. But For whatever reason, this seems to have made him uncomfortable. Get away from me. Right now. His voice is shaky, but his tone is growing more and more tense. He's glaring at me coldly. I fall back in my chair and remove my hands from the desk. I look at him carefully. I didn't mean to startle him with my behavior. He looks away from me with a frustrated expression on his face. Talk to me. He gives me a hateful glare before speaking up. Your pain. Just don't ever do that again. Is that clear? Why does it bother you? I already made it clear. I don't want to talk about it. Fair. Understandable. He looks at the nearby clock. It's late. Before you go, can I ask you something? He has a questioning look on his face with a hint of uneasiness. Ask if you have to. How often do you switch? I guess what I'm asking is, when can I expect to meet the others? Meet them? In person? Yes. I don't know. Sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes just days. I never switch when I'm conscious nowadays, so it only happens overnight. It largely depends on stress, I think. So try not to make me nervous, please. I can't guarantee you'll like the results. I think it's time to end today's session. Thank you for being honest and answering my questions. Goodbye, Hart. Have a nice day. He leaves my office, and I feel relieved that we could have a mostly normal conversation. It went a lot smoother than I thought it would after last time. Notice how reluctant he seemed to be when talking about his past. I wonder if whatever happened to him is the origin of his illness. It's possible. I decide to leave the thinking for another time. Okay. So our best outcomes here. Obviously not asking about his alters. He wouldn't know. So obviously, how long have you been here? And we've been through this. These are both just informational, conversational. What do you do in your free time? Back when I have a job, I didn't get much time to myself. And now? The days are boring and monotone here. I tried to get something done at first, but I can't focus at all since I came here. So most of the time I sleep, or try to eat, or try to sleep at least. I never had the time to develop any hobbies in particular, so now that I don't have much to do, I just waste a lot of time. And we're ready to move on. Elbows on the table. Let's be specific, and ask, well, wait, what did I do wrong? And that gets us a point. Look, I know you didn't mean to. Just don't ever do that again. Is that clear? Of course. Won't happen again, I promise. Good. Oh, that gets us a point as well. Thank you. Looks at the nearby clock. Alright, time to go. And I think we can skip through the rest of this. Okay, we're about done here. Today I felt a lot better than I did yesterday. Meeting Elizabeth was interesting and the therapy sessions went a lot smoother. Maybe I was exaggerating yesterday. Maybe Jane helped me in that dream. All I know is that I survived the second day and I'm ready for more. Wednesday. I assume this demo is going to end at the end of the week. Now, I don't know how much we can get out of this, but I think for the purposes of this, we're going to do day 3 save. Actually, at this point, I think we should wrap back around to the start. I'm going to meet Charlie again. About to see. Hello! Well, they cut me off there. Charlie is here again. How are you today? It's so good to be here again. He smiles. So, Charlie. Yes? I smile at his enthusiasm. I tried asking you something last time, but you couldn't really answer anything. Do you think you can tell me anything other than your first name today? I know a couple of things about myself. Yes? I'm in a mental hospital. My room number is 9. I'm 187 centimeters tall, and I remember the name of every nurse here. I also like going outside whenever it's not too cold. And my favorite color is blue. That's about it. I guess he really doesn't know anything about his past. What about you, Mia? Huh? Tell me something about yourself. Well, clearly, I was born in that town nearby. The one you can see from the windows? Yes. Oh, I wish I could go there sometime. And this is my first week of work here. Really? You could have said so earlier. I would have given you a tour of the hospital. Oh, you wouldn't have to get lost then. I think I can handle myself. But thanks for the offer. No problem. If you ever want to walk around anyway, I'm always free. Oh, that's so nice of him. Maybe I should take a stroll around the hospital sometime with him. Was it hard to get a job here? It was dreadful. That doesn't sound nice. But it can't be that bad. You're just really smart. Oh, how many patients do you have? I have 4, including you. Do you have friends among the staff? I know everyone here. I've talked to a couple people, but I guess making friends isn't exactly my priority here. Then what is? You are. Why did you want to be a psychologist in the first place? That's an interesting question. I wanted to help people like you. Oh, really? Like me? Oh, wow, that gave him 2 points. That's right. Wow, I feel so special now. Aw. I like the staff here a lot. They're nice to me. They should be. I think they like me as well. I wouldn't be surprised with how friendly he seems. What about the patients? Do you get along with them? Most of them. I think some of them don't really want to talk to me. I don't know why. I just want to be friends with them. It happens sometimes. Why? Everyone has different people they like and don't like. Besides, some of these patients have illnesses that force them to avoid others. You can't be friends with everyone. Unless you act different around every person you meet. Huh? That, I don't think it's possible. Really? I mean, unless you have DID, an insane amount of ulcers, or you're just... that. Besides, people would think it's not genuine. Oh, not genuine? What does it mean? What if there's no such thing as genuine? I mean, you have to just keep pretending to be someone else the whole time. That wouldn't be genuine. And if we stuck to pretending to be our exact person at all times, I don't know. It's complicated. I think. I mean, there's always going to be a degree of putting on airs with strangers. So as long as you're honest with the people you care about, but if I stop lying to them, to the others it would seem like I'm not being honest. You're not wrong there. Wait, what? If someone treats people differently depending on their relationship, isn't that lying too? No, it's not. How could you know that for sure? I just do, I guess. That's so amazing, Mia. I wish I were like that too. He falls silent suddenly. Is something wrong? You said people like different kinds of other people. That's right. So, what kind of people do you like, Mia? Me? Yeah. I guess. Never really thought about it, but honest ones. Oh. You really care about that a lot, don't you? It's important. He seems sad. He seems somehow distracted. In a moment of silence, I look at him more closely. Something about his face bothers me. What is it? Excuse me, Charlie? Yes? He seems a little startled. That's a bit of an indelicate question, but, go ahead. People call me that all the time. Indelicate. It's about your eyes. Oh, the nurses told me it can't be fixed. Just some weird muscle thing causing my right eye to be, a bit Oh, you're right. A bit closed at all times. Huh. Does it bother you? It's really beyond my control. No, I was just curious. Well, now you know. If it bothers you, you can always just look at the left side of my face. I guess. Jeez, this is ridiculous. I smiled at myself. Charlie is really nice. What a sweetheart. Unfortunately, I think you're running out of time for today. Aww. I'll see you again soon, I promise. Thank you. He really is sweet. He leaves. I enjoyed the second session. Who wouldn't? What a sweetheart. Let's just have a bit of fun. I'm 28. You're so old! Excuse me? I'm sorry, was that, insensitive? It's fine. Oh, thank you. And, of course, 165 centimeters tall. Are you? You're so short, Mia. I am mildly offended right now. Was it hard to get a job here? Let's, be a little... But hey, if I got this job, it can't be that hard. You're right. I could get a job once I'm out of here, too, if I wanted to. Hell yeah, you could, Charlie. How many pay... Oh, you've seen this? So interestingly, I like people. That gets us 1 point for Charlie. It's a nice thing to say. I think I'd like people as well. Aw, I like you, Mia. Aw. What a good guy. Now this part is curious. Stuck to pretending to be one exact person at all times. I don't know. It's complicated. I think we've been through this. But this is the choice that gets us a relationship point. So nobody is really genuine? I mean, to an extent, yeah. Why? Because doing exactly what they'd want to at all times would be considered improper, I guess. So I guess we all adjust however we can. If that's so. Thank you for explaining it to me, Mia. Aw. That makes sense, too. Let's just run through the other choices here. We did the honest ones, the friendly ones. That's great! I'm friendly, right? You seem somehow distracted. Oh. But if we rewind... Smart ones. Like you? You're smart. You must be smart. And he's back to being worried. Strange ones. Like me? That gets to the point. You are pretty unusual. Wow, that means you must like me then. I do like you, Charlie. And... okay, I think we're done here. But interestingly, there's a... yeah, we can look at the character section while we're here. You can see Dr. Hart. Mia Hart. 5'5", 28. Birthday October 24th. Though she got this job a week after her birthday. I'm just a psychologist hoping to help people in need. We met Julia, receptionist, last name question mark, 30, 5'6", a nurse at St. Augustine's Hospital. She was the first person I met when I arrived at the hospital, working as the receptionist at the time. She seemed to dislike her job. Yeah, that's fair. Where's our nurse friend? First name, Doctor. Last name, Sharp, 6'3", wow. Age, question mark. Overseeing psychiatrist at St. Augustine's Hospital. He interviewed me when I first came to the hospital. He seems very professional and strict, but the staff appears to appreciate what he does. And William, diagnosed with GAD, been here for 2 years. Despite his condition, he refuses to cooperate with most staff members. And I can read our notes that we put in so far. So this is how we go to review our notes. Charlie, 23 question mark, 6'1". One of my patients diagnosed with schizophrenia. He seems friendly and normal compared to other patients, but he can't provide any information about his past and doesn't seem to realize the problem. He might realize it, but doesn't seem to acknowledge it. Absolute sweetheart, the most important note. Tom Richards, 29. Diagnosed with DID and 3 alters. Due to recently being admitted, seems to feel out of place here. Claims there's nothing wrong with him. And lastly, Michael. I'm debating if I want to see Michael after lunch or William again. To just kind of focus on definitely seeing one character consistently a day and just kind of alternating between the rest. Alright, I think we're done. What should I do on my break? Well, wow, that's a lot. Let's explore. I decided to take a walk around the hospital during my break. Not really sure where I want to go, so I just ended up in the central hall. Looking to my left, I noticed something hanging on the wall. Check the wall. Oh? Map. Psychologist room, nurse's room. Oh. Security room, visits. It's a map of the hospital. I can see all the floors here. Examine it closely. All stairs and exits are marked here. This map could come in handy sometime. Take a moment to memorize it in case I ever get lost. Wander out the second floor during the rest of my break. Actually, what if we spend time with someone? I don't know anyone here. Oh, okay. We're forced to go through this. Okay. Okay, we're back, and let's meet William today. Hello. William takes a seat in front of me. So what's the plan for today? He seems eager to talk this time. Great. I may have a few questions today. I read your file. It says that you... Now, what part of this file do we want to bring up? He refuses to cooperate. Energies do interact with staff members. I only talk to them when it's necessary. I don't think I'm obliged to befriend everyone I meet, but I cooperate when it's needed. Overall, what's your relationship with the other patients? It varies from person to person, I guess. I don't pay attention to most of them, and in turn they leave me be. Some of them act nice, so it wouldn't be right to be cold toward them. And then there are some that just won't stop bothering me. It's like they don't even realize I don't want to spend any more time with them than necessary. Do any of them give you trouble? No, it's not like they do anything of the sort. They're just persistent. Like one clear no isn't enough for them. I see. Don't get me wrong, if they needed help or anything like that, I wouldn't avoid them. I'm not that kind of person. But all they seem to want from me is amusement, and I don't appreciate that. I understand. You have many patients that bother you like that? Not really. Is there any reason why you don't like interacting with the other patients? I don't know. I just don't really like doing that. I see. Guess it could be because I wouldn't exactly trust myself to spend time with people. And why is that? Does being with people cause you anxiety? You mean like that girl from room 3 who always gets scared whenever someone tries to talk to her? She seems to have trouble maintaining a normal conversation because of the stress. But no, I'm not like that. So you're just naturally introverted and that's it? Most likely. That's fair. Okay then, just wanted to make sure. He nods. And you were always like this? Maybe since some 15 years? 10? Alright then. Any friends before you got here? What happened then? Yes, let's do that. I'm not sure. Maybe I just realized it's not worth it. Breaking the ice. So when did your illness start to develop? I don't know. I think it was just shaped over time into what it is now. I can't really can't tell when it started. And could you estimate when it started to affect your life negatively? Maybe when I was around 16? That's already something. I like to have a timeline to work with. Look through my notes quickly. Oh. Are you okay talking about the panic attacks? If I have to. It's not exactly something I'm proud of. I understand. How often do you have them? Usually around once or twice a week. Are they sudden? Unexpected? I would say I can tell when it's coming almost every time. So you have some time to prepare for it. My preparing is usually hurrying to my room if I'm not already there. I don't like people seeing any of that. Why? I don't think anyone in their right mind would want to be seen in such a state. Besides, sometimes the staff would intervene. I don't like how that turned out. It's getting late. Thank you for answering my questions today, William. It's that late already? I didn't realize. He gets up. Well, goodbye, Dr. Hart. He leaves my office. We will, but we're going to run that back first. So we know the middle option is accurate with the notes, but there's some interesting text here. Actually, that would be outdated. The first few times they would approach me when those happened to me, I would get a bit agitated. That's his panic attacks, right? I've learned to ignore every staff member attempting to help me when that happens. That makes sense. very absolutely understandable why someone having a panic attack would react that way. Now this one's interesting. How do you think other patients feel about you? About me? Let me think. They definitely don't like me. They have no reason to. Mostly I think they avoid me. To be honest, I don't really blame them. I've been here for long enough for everyone to at least recognize me here, so their judgment is likely correct. Yes, alright. So we know this gave us a point. Did you have any friends before you got here? I had some friends. Apparently they weren't close enough to me they weren't close enough to visit me here or care. Ouch. But this also gets us a point. I did, with a couple of them in particular. But I must have liked that too much. Alright, let's move along. Now in this case, regarding his panic attacks, if it happens here, what should I do? Makes sense. I want to help you without making things worse for you. If it theoretically happened here, that's right, in my office. You should leave me be. I know how to get through that, and you don't. Fair. Besides, you could get hurt. It wouldn't be very smart to let me stay here if it happened. Oh. I don't like the idea of leaving him be when he needs my help the most. I should take what he says into consideration. It's getting late. Thank you for answering my questions today, William. It's that late already? I didn't realize. He gets up. Well, goodbye, Dr. Hart. He leaves my office. And that's it. Yes, let's do that. Okay, took my notes. My work for today is over. I make my way outside and go home. Alright, back to it. I say we meet Michael in the morning and then William again in the afternoon. This is what, Thursday? So theoretically, there's 2 days left in this demo, assuming it covers the first week and our evaluation from Dr. Sharp. Michael enters my office, smiling from ear to ear. Hello again. It's been a while. Have you forgotten about me? I was waiting and waiting. And I hate waiting, you know? I literally have nothing better to do here. That's kind of cruel if you ask me. Yeah, we did only kinda... This is our second session. You'll be asking me things, right? That's what I had in mind. I wanted to gather information about him so I know what to ask later on. I nod. Oh, I love answering questions. Go ahead. He seems quite enthusiastic. Let's see. How many psychologists have you had already? Should I count the ones that lasted less than a week? Sure. He counts in silence for a moment. 17. What I've noticed, the staff here changes quite a lot. I bet. Are you let out of your room on breaks? Sometimes. I'm usually too lazy to get out anyway, and no one really pushes me outside. Interesting. Every patient seems to react to their situation completely differently. I look at him closely. I can't drag my eyes away from his restrained hands. This must be hell. For such a long time, too. What do you want to say? I can tell what you're looking at. I hesitate. You're not always like this, right? Would you want me to be? I freeze. Just saying, some people are into that. I'm not judging. That wouldn't even cross my mind if it wasn't for him. I didn't want to think about that. I don't think I'm one of them. Fair. Fair enough. What were you asking me again? Right, I was going to ask him questions. Let's get back to something less controversial. Or not. Wait, are you into that? I think that's a question for another time. Why did I have to ask that? Can't come up with anything to say. Oops, let's not do that then. Right now I remember all their faces, but I haven't spoken to most of them. You'd say I'm not very popular here. And by that I mean they usually avoid me. But there are a few people I've talked to, mostly ones that have been here for a long time and don't care much for their well-being. I don't have anyone I would call a friend here, if that's what you mean. I note his response. I opened my mouth to ask him something else, but I noticed that he's oddly quiet, staring intently at my desk. What's wrong? He's still not looking at me. That's unusual. One of your pens doesn't align with the rest. Ah. Oh? It bothers me. I adjust the pens quickly. You made it worse. I think my hands are precise enough for this. I lean in a bit to see the pens better. He's right, they're not in order. Do my best to fix it. Is it better now? Slightly. You know, I would do it myself if I could, but... Right. At least that makes you feel better about yourself, right? What do you mean? Being in control usually makes people feel more comfortable. Am I wrong? I wouldn't want you to be like that, if it were possible. He's silent for a while. The usual smile is gone, and there's a hint of sadness on his face. I wish that was possible. That's just the way it is, so get used to it. You can't change it, so there's no point complaining now. Wonder if it's possible for him to be free one day. It's time to end today's session. I think we're running out of time. We will see each other again soon. If that's so. He leaves. Alright, let's run this back. Just run this back. You sharing a room? He laughs. I wish. They were on the verge of putting me in 21 permanently at first. That's the isolation room, right? Though that would probably be smart. There's a hint of awkwardness in his voice. That's new. What do you do most of the time? Nothing, really. I sleep a lot. I'm lazy like that. There isn't much to do here anyway. I open my mouth to reply. Hey, I'm not complaining. Interesting. Every patient seems to react to their situation completely differently. I look at him closely. Oop. Moving right along. Yeah, that's all there really was to that session. Okay, break time. Oh, we can show the map of the hospital. Now that we have this. Now, actually, I'm going to jump back to the top. Can we spend time with someone? Let's explore then. Alright. I found myself wandering into the reception. Do you need help, Miss Hart? It's a nurse I don't recognize. How did she know who I am? Well, I suppose there are only 4 psychologists here. The staff would know all of them. No, I'm just wandering around. Thank you. If you need anything, you should stop by the nurse's office. There's usually someone there who can help. I'll keep that in mind. It looked like not much was going on here. I leave the reception. Oh, simple enough. I think I'm going to change course and actually meet with Tom today. I'm going to save here. Just so we don't leave him behind too much. Tom seems to be a bit uneasy today. I wonder if anything happened to him since we talked last time. Take a seat, Tom. He glares at me suddenly. Let's get this over with already. I don't think he's too eager to elaborate on anything right now. I was curious about his past last time, so maybe I should ask anyway. Tell me about your work. I don't think he'd mean the technical details. After I graduated, I wanted to start working as quickly as possible. It wasn't easy for the first year or so, but I got used to it. I had a lot of work, actually. That meant I could occupy myself with something most of the time. And my job mostly didn't require working with other people. I was sick of that after school. Oh, working with other people after school. He generally seems to dislike being in the company of other people. The way he interacts with me could support this. It's worth knowing, but doesn't directly point to the source of his problem. I'll need him to be more specific. If I ask the right questions, I might learn something valuable. Have you ever been in a romantic relationship? He freezes at my question. I think this may have been the right lead. A romantic relationship? No, I've never. He looks away from me. That's about all I needed to know. And why is that? I don't really like the idea of interacting with someone in such a way. I see. And besides, I wouldn't trust anyone enough. I nod quickly and note his last response. This is getting a bit clearer. While I still don't know the exact cause, he seems to not enjoy the company of other people out of lack of trust. My previous theory comes back to me. Maybe he really has dealt with some difficult experiences in the past, ones that made him wary of other people. He doesn't seem very eager to mention his past, though. I should try and find a way to get to the source of his problems. What's your family like? He's silent. That may have been a bit blunt. I was raised by my mother. I don't maintain contact with any family members anymore. Oh, that seems relevant. I look at him more closely. I'm learning a lot about him today. Let's keep this up. Suddenly, I remember our last session. He got angry with me after I unintentionally moved closer to him. I asked him about that. Is there any reason why you acted that way? His expression is tense. I don't think he'll tell us. He'll tell me. I should use what I learned today. What is the actual reason behind his previous behavior? If I want to be thorough, I should dig deeper. What happened to him? Oh, this is getting serious. How? How did you guess that? It seems that way. The way you mentioned her before sounded odd to me. If that's so, I think I understand you, Hart. Oh? A smile. Lying is out of the question with you. I smile, but soon realize he just tried to distract me. I wasn't done asking, but I suppose I got the most important part. His mother, that seems important. He's silent for a moment. It's time to end today's session, isn't it? I glance at the time. Oh, right. I have to follow him to the door. Thank you for answering my questions today. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye. He leaves in a hurry. My last question really make him so nervous? Or is it about the whole session? I did ask a lot, but I had no idea it was making him anxious. I freeze. He should switch under pressure. Uh-oh. Should I expect to see someone else the next time I invite him to my office? Ooh. Perhaps. So, how was your life at school? Oh. I hated it, to be honest. Why's that? I didn't have the time to study until the end of middle school, so adjusting to high school was difficult. The time to study. Not to mention other students. Most of the time, all I wanted was to get out of there. It's not that I was bullied or anything like that, it was just strange. I wonder what happened to distract him from school early on. I'll have to ask him about that later. He mentioned not getting along with his fellow students. There might be a new lead. He does. You should never like the company of other people. See, that's an interesting lead. This. But, let's try this. No, I mean, it's, complicated. Take your time, I'm all ears. He's silent for a moment. I feel like people don't really understand why I act the way I do. Have you ever tried to explain it to them? What? Why would I? They don't care either way. Besides, they don't need to know all that. And have you ever had anyone you trusted enough to tell them about it? No. I don't usually trust people like that. There it is. I see. It's getting a bit clearer. Indeed. Lack of trust. Now this gives us a point. My mother. He mutters the words to the point that I'm not sure what I heard. I think she may have been ill. That gets us a point. He's not looking at me. I don't think asking about it further now is a good idea. I look at him more closely. I'm learning a lot about him today. Keep this up. Same outcome? In the end? Clearly the issue stemmed from his mother, who was also ill. Something about that relationship with his mother. We're getting closer to the source of his problem, but I feel like there's something way deeper in there that concerns me. Alright, I think we're done. Or my work for today is over. Make my way outside and go home. Friday. I think I'm a bit late. It's 8:12. I should have been here some 20 minutes ago. Miss Hart. I turn on my head. All the days he could notice me going to work, why must it be the one I'm late? Are you by any chance late? That's right, it won't happen again. I sincerely hope so. I'm sorry, but I have patients to meet. I'm the door to my office in a hurry. Of course. I only have one thing to tell you, Miss Hart. I expect you in my office today after you finish your work. We will discuss how you will handle your current position in detail. And if you have failed, I will not hesitate to fire you. Right. I understand. I expect you to not be late again. I nod and practically jump into my office. Wasn't prepared for that. Alright, despite the small loss of time, my usual schedule should still work. Who should I meet with today? I think we do William and Charlie, but that's going to have to be for another video.